Welcome to Canon News. Medical and recreational cannabis retail stores near state borders have tremendous business opportunities. They're able to draw the interest of cannabis consumers in adjacent states that might prohibit the drug and can also benefit from reciprocity laws that allow medical marijuana patients from other states to make purchases, said Nick Easley, who advises MJ businesses across the United States and is CEO of 3C Consulting in Colorado. Cannabis retailers in adjacent states with recreational marijuana programs, think Washington and Oregon and California, can even win out-of-state consumers if their state and lower tax rates or costs, according to Easley. But there's a catch, he pointed out. It's illegal for consumers to carry cannabis products across state borders, which means marijuana retailers must obey local laws and educate their customers about the rules. Easley said all operators need to get behind an education campaign and not just for a business strategy. It's a no-brainer. We don't want to set consumers up for failure. Chicago-based Green Thumb Industries announced Monday it's completing its $59.6 million cash and stock acquisition of Fiorello Pharmaceuticals, one of 10 companies approved to operate a medical cannabis company in New York. Green Thumb purchased New York City-based Fiorello in a transaction involving $46 million in cash and 1.7 million shares. Fiorello's assets include a manufacturing and cultivation facility in Schenectady County, retail stores in the cities of Manhattan, Rochester, and Half Moon, as well as Nassau County. As one of the 10 license holders in a state with a population of approximately 20 million, this acquisition is firmly in line with our strategic goal of entering highly regulated markets to manufacture and distribute cannabis brands at scale, CTI founder and CEO Ben Culver said in a statement. Culver called CGI's entry into New York an important milestone. The deal was first announced in June 2018. Green Thumb, which owns the luxury cannabis brand Boabay, trades on the U.S. over-the-counter market under the ticker symbol GTBIF and on Canadian Securities Exchange as GTII. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration announced Monday that it would expand scientific and medical research of marijuana, a development that could ultimately boost industry prospects. But it's unclear how soon additional research projects will be approved. The DEA said in a notice to applications filed with the Office of Federal Register that it intends to propose new regulations to govern its marijuana research program before making decisions on 33 pending applications. The DEA announcement comes just weeks after a appealate court ordered the DEA to respond to claims that it has unlawfully failed to act on medical cannabis research applications since 2016. Despite congressional pressure for the DEA to act, only the University of Mississippi has been granted federal authorization to grow research cannabis. Such research is critical to assessing the potential health and scientific benefits of cannabis, which in turn could bolster the medical case for using cannabis and for legalization in general. The DEA said in a news release that it anticipates that registering additional qualified marijuana growers will increase the varieties available for research. The agency said the new rules will help ensure that the agency is evaluating the applications under the applicable legal standards. The process also will provide applicants and the general public with an opportunity to comment on the regulations, according to the DEA. I am pleased that the DEA is moving forward with its review of applications for those who seek to grow marijuana legally to support research, U.S. Attorney General William Barr said in a statement. The Department of Justice will continue to work with our colleagues at the Department of Health and Human Services and across the administration to improve research opportunities wherever we can. The DEA also announced that growers and processors of hemp and CBD at or below 0.3% THC are no longer required to register with the agency. Hemp was legalized nationwide as part of the 2018 Farm Bill. Online advertising giant Weedmaps said Wednesday it will begin requiring a state license number for all marijuana retail listings on its site, indicating it will cease carrying ads for unlicensed cannabis shops and delivery services. The move could prove an enormous boon to legal retailers that have been struggling to compete with illegal shops simply by eliminating the black market advertising presence on Weedmaps, which remains one of the most commonly used dispensary finders by marijuana consumers. A spokesperson for the Irvine, California-based company did not immediately respond to a request for further comment, so it's unclear exactly when the new requirement may go into effect. According to a news release, Weedmaps will also be restricting the use of its point of sale, online orders, delivery logistics, and wholesale exchange, software as a service, platforms to licensed operators exclusively. In addition, Weedmaps will explore ways to make it easier for patients and adult use consumers to identify the license number on advertised listings. Insiders in California cannabis industry said Weedmaps was capitulating to pressure from both state regulators and others in the industry to quit carrying ads for hundreds of unlicensed companies that don't comply with state regulations and don't pay taxes, which critics of Weedmaps argue has undermined California's legal market since it launched in January 2018. Weedmaps CEO Chris Beals said in the release, however, that the move is a reflection of the company's commitment to working with lawmakers and regulators to foster a flourishing legal market. The California Bureau of Cannabis Control sent Weedmaps a cease and desist letter in February 2018 regarding its ads for unlicensed retailers, but the company last March refused to comply, contending it was protected by federal law. That means Weedmaps has been advertising for nearly 2,000 illicit competitors of California's legal market for over a year and a half. Sacramento-based cannabis industry consultant Jackie McGowan estimated that as of August 1st, Weedmaps was still carrying ads for roughly 400 unlicensed marijuana storefronts and 1,400 unlicensed MJ delivery services in California. GreenAcreage Real Estate Corp, a real estate investment trust, REIT, that serves the cannabis industry, on Monday announced it raised roughly $141 million when it completed a private placement of about 7 million shares. GreenAcreage, headquartered in New York, is an independently managed REIT that intends to provide sale-leaseback and build-to-suit transactions for those in the regulated marijuana industry. GreenAcreage benefits from a strategic relationship with Acreage Holdings, one of the largest multi-state operators in the industry. New York-based Acreage Holdings provide GreenAcreage with an initial pipeline of properties for sale and leaseback and a right of first refusal offer until May 31, 2022 for future real estate properties and development projects. Acreage Holdings trades on the U.S. over-the-counter markets as ACRGF. GreenAcreage intends to provide Acreage and other cannabis operators with access to long-term capital to fund their growth and expand plans. GreenAcreage CEO Katie Barth-Mayer said in a statement, "Our objective is to allow companies in the medical and recreational industry to release capital tied up in their fixed assets and redeploy it into their core business." Ladenburg Thalmann & Co., a subsidiary of Ladenburg Thalmann Financial Services, acted as the lead initial purchaser placement agent for the offering. Revere Securities acted as a co-initial purchaser placement agents. Thank you for joining us at Canon News. Check us out on social media under @The Investor News Channel or online at theinvestornewschannel.com. Be sure to subscribe for all the latest cannabis market news. I'm your host, Sarah Lee Dobbs. See you next time.